It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Dope time, everybody. What's happening? Geno Jones Showtime. I'm coming to you live. Hey, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's a couple of minutes after 7:30. Thank you for those that hanging out. You know how we get down. 6:30 Central Time. So stand up Chicago, Memphis, Tennessee. I see you down in New Orleans, Houston, Texas. From Minneapolis to Milwaukee to St. Louis, Jackson, Mississippi, Little Rock, live in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. 4:30 p.m. with Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. It's your boy, all you Chris Brown fans, ladies, and some brothers too. The Breezy Bowl tours taking over Vegas this weekend. So hey, if you're out in Vegas, getting ready, or out in LA, anybody on the West Coast, 4:30 p.m. Tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe and share and screen grab. Screenshot. You're going to do a screenshot. Pull some of the video, make it go viral. Last night's monologue was incredible. A shout out to Pastor Torrey Life Ridge. As a matter of fact, he's going to be coming back on the show. His audio, go back, and if you missed it, it's a great episode. I apologize. The enemy is busy. There were some audio issues with my audio, so it was like this reverb, this loud reverb. I fixed that. Like I said, the enemy's busy, so we fixed it. I took care of that this morning, so the audio sounds fine now. Sounds normal, but still, I had a conversation I'm going to pick back up on this Jesus-free version. Oh, yeah, I said it, and I meant it. This Jesus-free version of Christianity, this white Christian, this remixed racist white Christian, white supremacist, nationalist, white Christian nationalist version of Christianity. Woo, what folks will do in the name of the Lord and God. Oh yeah. Go back and watch that episode, but oh yeah, it's gonna be all me on the monologue tomorrow. So I'm gonna really have that conversation with you, how people in power, people who have power and privilege and positions and wealth, they weaponize religion to pit people against each other so they can get more money and power. So that was the conversation last night. Just the beginning part. I want to say part one. I can't even break it up into parts because there's really an ongoing conversation that we are going to have here and that some folks have been having, but we really need to have it now. So go back and watch last night's episode. As a matter of fact, binge watch all my back episodes. Tell everybody you know to subscribe to the channel. Once again, I'm only about 85 new subscribers from becoming a YouTube partner. That means that YouTube will monetize this channel and my media company. So we have to support Black-owned media financially and with your views, clicks, likes, comments, screenshots, pulling the video and everything, and with our dollars, with your money and your financial support, which you can support this show and this channel using Zelle via Gmail. My email address is Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell it, Geno Jones Show. Just Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Or you can cash app $DAD, the word Dad, G Jones, all one word. $ capital D, lowercase a d, capital G, capital J, lowercase O-N-E-S. All right, no amount's too small or too large. I'll give that address back out, that Zelle address and the Cash App address. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by CojoLLC.com. Courtney Johnson, CEO of Cojo, C-O-J-O, LLC.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina, from Charleston all the way up to Greenville, Columbia, you name it, Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head, and from Carolinas, from Wilmington to Charlotte to Raleigh, Durham, and Greensboro, Asheville, wherever. Hit Courtney Johnson up, telling you we're watching the Geno Jones Show. 843 area code 543-4022. 843 area code 543-4022. And the show is interactive. As a matter of fact, shout out to Miss Diva. Hey, hello, Geno. Let's see, Diva. Was it I think BHMS Diva 69. So hello, Diva 69. I'm gonna shorten that. Thank you. And everybody else is watching the show live. It is interactive. So if you got a question, you want me to shout you out, you want me to shout out somebody else. It's your birthday. Speaking of birthdays, big shout out to the very first grandchild in our family, my oldest niece, Takia Chambers. Happy birthday, T. Uncle loves you so much. She was like my first daughter before I had my own actual daughters, because she's like the oldest, and I'm the oldest and the only boy. So my sister, the middle child, the one directly under me, Nanette, her first child, Takia, was born on this day. So happy birthday, T. Uncle loves you. I did call you a couple times, and I sent you a text just before I went on camera, so I'm going to reach out to you again today. So I think Virgos, right? So anybody else celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday, or if you're selling anything else. Hey, Trina. Okay, I got you there. Hey, Trina. All right, there. I see you, girl. So speaking of Trina, so last week, actually I had Trina Haynes and my man Delman Drayton. They got this incredible pageant coming up next Saturday. As a matter of fact, next Saturday, September 27th, the Miss Plus Size, Charleston, South Carolina. So I have one of the former Miss Plus Size Charleston from 2024, which is, I guess you could say she is like the reigning queen, Miss Jessica Pittman, and one of the contestants from this year's pageant, Asia Cromwell. So without any further delay, let's bring these queens on camera. Hello, ladies. Ladies, how are we doing?
I'm well. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful, wonderful. So thank you, Asia, and thank you, Jessica. So let's start off with our reigning queen, Miss Jessica Pittman. So Jessica, tell us what it's like, and just let everybody know what were some of the duties, some of the things that meant the most to you. I know usually when there are pageants, there's usually an issue that is very near and dear to your heart. But just kind of tell us what your experience has been like over this last year as Miss Plus Size Charleston.
Well, I'm going to stand corrected. I'm actually first runner-up.
Oh, are you? Okay, my bad.
Yes. I was first runner-up.
My mistake. Thank you for correcting me. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I wasn't trying to steal whoever's crown it was.
Yes. I want to say it was actually a great experience. I had absolutely no problems with the group of ladies that I was working with. To be fair, I was actually named the mom of the group. I made sure everybody was on task and made sure everything was going. And, of course, people weren't on time or whatever, but I made sure they heard about it. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to put in work, and nobody wants to waste anybody else's time. So be on time, and then, the show must go on. Of course, it was challenging, but I made it work.
If you don't mind, let me stop you, Jessica. Let me stop you there. So first of all, you tell me you engaged with some tough love.
Yes, I did.
So how did they receive that? And did you guys develop like a sisterhood? And are you guys still relatively close after the pageant?
We sure enough did. I still talk to some of the young ladies now, even after the pageant being over. We still go out sometimes or talk on the phone and text and check up on each other. Recently, I haven't seen them recently, but that's okay. Life is lifing. How did they receive my tough love? I never was mean about it. I was just like, okay, now, like any mom would talk to their child.
So you weren't like the mean mom. You were more like the cool auntie to be like, all right, girl, come on now.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
were some of the challenges you were talking about? The challenges. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to kind of just get your parenting style. Are you a mom in real life?
Yes. So I'm a mother of four.
Oh, so
I work full time,
oh
and
you
I
you were
doing
well equipped. You got a lot of.
yes.
This was just kind of another day in the life for you,
I
right?
did it all.
Another day that ends in Y. You're like, oh, this is easy.
Yes, yes. Me being a full time mom, full time student, and a full time employee, I made it work, and I didn't complain. I just did what I had to do in order for me to actually succeed in the pageant. And I was very excited to be crowned first runner up, even though I ran through some doubts and fears within like doing the pageant, but I still kept on. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes there are times where you be like, I don't think I can do this, and I did it. So I'm very proud of myself.
So I'm glad you went there because that was going to be my next question. I wanted to ask you, what did you? Well, I'll make it a couple parts. What did you learn? What lessons did you learn, or how did you? Because it sounds like the pageant gave you more confidence, you belief in yourself, you were willing to bet on yourself, and you maybe conquered your fears and doubts. So just if you want to kind of go into detail, how the pageant made you, and I don't want to. I'm trying to find it's not the right way. I'm just going to tell you, I'm interpreting what I hear. Sounds like it made you stronger, maybe better. So how did this pageant benefit you personally, like spiritually, emotionally, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul?
So I was never confident about myself. Um, Small little background, long story short, I was in a domestic violence relationship, and I used that as my platform in order for me to get through this pageant. I actually did a monologue on domestic violence, and at the end of the day, I didn't let my past affect my future. I used my past to make a better future for
I love
myself.
that. I love that. And well, I'm very passionate against, been an advocate against domestic violence probably since I was 4 years old. That's a whole nother story. Fighting, trying, defending my mom and the whole 9 yards. So I'm not going to turn you into a therapist, but that is something that I am. I've always been 10 toes down, and I've used my celebrity and platform or whatever because violence against women is not a woman's problem. It's a man's problem, and the problem of the men, and it's up to us as men to make sure that we change the culture in our community, that certain things are not acceptable. If you need therapy, if you need help, you need to come over, watch the game, do whatever I don't drink or smoke, but if you twist one up, go on, get in the, I'll get you six, whatever we need to get you through this. You just need
Yes,
somebody
sir.
to listen, but we've got to change the culture because
Yes,
violence
sir.
is definitely not the answer, and violence against women is not. It's not the answer at all, because one of the worst things you can do is hurt a person, the people that you claim to love, the people that you are in a romantic relationship with, that you lay down in the bed next to, and that you've married, and that's a whole nother thing. So, I'm not trying to trigger you, but I
Oh,
just
yeah, I'm actually fine. I can talk about it now.
yeah, it's really important. So,
Yeah.
um, if there was one thing that well, I'll say the most important lesson that you learned, and I know you expressed a couple things you didn't think you could do. What was the biggest thing that you doubted? I know you mentioned some things, but was it one thing, one hurdle? Because I always say that the biggest enemy that we face every day is the person that we see when we look in the mirror. And
Yes, sir.
if we can because a lot of times when people doubt themselves, it's because people have been in our ears. And it could be a loved one, it could be a lover, a spouse, it could be a parent, your mom, your dad, a sibling, cousins, you know, telling you, oh, you ain't gonna be this, you'll never be this, or this, you'll never be that, your daddy wasn't this, your mama wasn't this, or you too skinny, you too big, you ain't
Yes,
pretty
sir.
enough, you just all of that. I just say it's like all these doubts and these voices, like a bad version of Pandora or Spotify.
Yes,
So
sir.
you got to shut that off, that bad Pandora, or shut that streaming noise off, and bet on yourself. I don't gamble. I know Chris Breezy's going to be the Breezy Bowl in Vegas this weekend. I don't gamble, but I say I've heard in Vegas, they say always bet on black. I say in life, always bet on you, because there's one thing that nobody can beat you doing, and that is being the best version of you.
Of
So
myself.
what was that one thing that was just really that hurdle for you, and what was maybe the most important lesson you learned from the competition?
Showing up for myself.
Love that.
I had to really learn time management, including this pageant within my personal life. Um, it was a lot. But like I said, I pushed through it because if I can't get through this, then what am I going to get through later on in life? And this is a pageant, you know what I'm saying? So I showed up for myself at the end of the day. I made sure my dresses were good, my talent was good. I showed up for myself because I did it before. Why not do it again?
Yeah, I love that, man. Thank you, Jessica. Because you know what, I heard you first. Because earlier you described like everything on your plate: full-time mom, work full-time, student full-time. Then you were in the pageant. So, and I understand because my grandparents raised me along with my mom. My mom was a single mom, so I know what that looks like when. And this was the epitome of my grandmother. And it's like it's so much like that in our culture and community, to where women make everybody else a priority but themselves.
Yes, sir.
Their children, their grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins, girlfriends, kids, and all of that. And people, they neglect themselves. They neglect their health, their physical health, their mental health, their emotional health, their spiritual health, and the health of their soul. But I think you said it best, and I'm sure a lot of women could learn from you. And I'm going to ask Asia the same thing. But just like you said, because it's something that we all, at some time, we have to learn to show up for ourselves. Which means you got.
Yes, sir.
I was having a conversation with. I was talking with my niece, the one that I shouted out had a birthday today, and I told her something that I learned, and it was painful for me to learn, and it was my wife that told me this 30 years ago about a family member, because I was carrying guilt because I felt that I had an opportunity to play pro sports, and I was feeling guilty in that moment, saying that maybe if I would have went on and played pro sports, I'd have had more money to be able to pay for the best rehab center. And she just told, my wife said, you can't want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves.
Yes, sir.
And that was a hard, in real time, it was hard to hear, but it was amazing, ladies, because when she said that, the moment I heard it, as hard as it was like a light went off. And I was like, you're right. I can't. You can't want something. You can't want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves. And you can't really be there and help anybody if you can't. You've got to, before you can start loving anybody else, you have to love yourself. And sometimes loving yourself means saying no. Like, girl, I love you, but no, I ain't got time. No, I can't loan you money. No, I don't have the money. No, I ain't going with you. I love you, but that can be one of the greatest expressions of love you can give yourself, is learning how to say no. So
Yes, sir.
I'll let you. Well, listen, Jessica, let's segue to Miss Asia Cromwell. Hello,
Yes.
Asia.
Hi, Mr. Geno. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for being patient. So what year were you Miss Plus Size, Charleston?
So I'm actually a running contestant for this year for 2025 for the pageant that's going on for
Right.
September.
Right. So what's it like? Kind of give us the reality TV version. How's this journey been? The highs and lows. Let's talk about it.
Well, this journey has been so far amazing. As Jessica stated, we have formed a sisterhood for all of the contestants that are in this pageant this year, and all of us have been putting in the work to make sure that this pageant will be phenomenal this year.
So, Asia,
Um,
give us a little background if you don't mind. This could almost be like a little screen test. So, give us your origin story. Who is Asia Cromwell, and what was your inspiration for getting in the pageant?
so I am a native of Charleston, South Carolina. I was born here, raised and born since 3 days old. I have been doing
So, wait,
fashion shows.
so hold on. You said 3 days. So, where were you for the first 2 days? Where your
I'm
mom and
sorry.
dad?
I was born in North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, on a
Really?
Marine
Oh,
base.
wow. Military. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. And then my family moved here in 1993. From 1993 till now, I've been in Charleston, South Carolina, with a loving family that has raised me like their own, and I appreciate them for that.
What high school?
Um,
Shout out your high school and maybe like middle school, elementary school.
so my elementary school, oh God, you're taking me back, was AC Cochran Elementary. Uh, my middle school was Northwoods Middle School, was a Christian school.
Hmm.
And then my high school was Charlestown Academy, which was located on Rivers Avenue. Go Eagles.
All right.
I graduated from there in 2009. And I went on to college. I got a degree in associate's degree in aircraft maintenance technology.
Okay.
And now I am also back in school to
What,
grab my back.
wait, hold on. I got to stop you now. What college? You ain't shout your college out?
I went to Trident Technical College.
Okay, man. I don't know what's their mascot. I forget.
I don't think they had one. I'm not sure. They were a
Okay,
technical college, kind
I
of
don't.
like a trade school.
Yeah, I never heard about their mascot, but shout out to Trident Tech.
So now I am at Embry-Riddle University. Their mascot is an eagle. So following from high school, I am getting my bachelor's in aeronautical science. So unlike Miss Jessica here, I am also a full-time student. I am a full-time mother of one, and I am a full-time employee at Cruise Subaru.
Okay, all right. Shout out to Crew Subaru. I see them TV commercials all the time. So you said aeronautical engineering,
Aeronautical science.
aeronautical science.
Yes, sir.
So does that mean Boeing? If you are watching, this I would imagine those is the kind of skills that you could take to a company like Boeing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Educate me here.
So most definitely that degree can get you an engineering position at Boeing. It can get you an engineering position out in Lockheed, which is in Greenville.
Okay.
It can also get you as an engineering job at Cessna Citation out there in Gulfstream in Savannah.
You've done your homework. See, ready. I love it. All
Yes, sir.
right. So you will have your degree. How long how many more semesters or years do you have to go?
I have 2 more years.
Okay.
I will be graduating hopefully by Christmas of this year or early 2027.
So in the aeronautical, I guess aviation field, what is like one of your ultimate dream jobs or dream goals to have, or maybe you start your own company? What are we looking at?
Um, oh wow. I've been giving thought to that. I want to be able to own my own little hangar where people can bring their private jets
Okay.
for me to work on them, do overhauls, make a team to just make people fly high.
So are you looking at more the engineering, maybe maintenance, or being a pilot, or maybe why not all the above?
That is true. My main goal is being an engineer.
Okay.
To help build the planes and put out plans on what needs to be done for whatever mistakes have happened in the past.
So what led you to the pageant? What was your inspiration? How did you become a contestant?
Um, so it started when I was, I would say 12 or maybe 10. I used to do hair shows. I used to do fashion shows. I've done some bridal shows. I've done Belks to JC Penney's. So modeling was kind of in me in a way. I took a class up at Millie Lewis to learn just a little bit more about it, and I wanted to soar higher with my talent for it. and it just became a passion after that, and it was an amazing feeling for me to be on the stage, feel free, and work what I can do.
I like that. I like that. So what has been what's been the biggest challenge? What is and in the same vein, what has what have you learned about yourself in a positive way? You know, it's like, okay, I can do this. And what has been your biggest challenge or maybe hurdle to overcome? Maybe fear or doubt or whatever.
Um, Mine would have been the same as Miss Jessica's. Mine would have been time management as well. Like I said, I have a 5-year-old daughter. I work
What's her
full
name?
time.
Shout her out. I'm a
So
girl dad times too, so I'm a.
I want to shout out my daughter Valerie Rose Cromwell. She is 5 years old. I also want to give a shout out to my mother, Miss J. Denise Cromwell,
I
my
love it.
biggest supporter throughout this whole entire pageant, as well as my daughter. My Mine would have been time management, to make sure I show up on time, to make sure I have time to do what I need to do, to make sure I spend the time in working and perfecting my craft, and to make sure that everything is in line for what I need to happen.
All right, so Asia, you win the crown. What's going to be your goal for that year? What is it? Uh, I'm sure there's some issues or there's some things that you are passionate about in terms of making a difference. So if that's not giving away too much, if you want to speak on that, but what would be one of the main things that you would like to use that platform as Miss Plus Size Charleston to make a difference?
So my platform is actually going to be helping homeless veterans, ones that served their country, gave their life to this country for the red, white, and blue, and to make sure that to point them in the right direction of any type of help that they need. Make sure they have the necessities they need: food, water, clothes, any type of help that they may need from just anybody that's out there that can provide more than what I can do. But I want to make sure our homeless veterans are off of the street and into a house, to make sure they transition from homeless to home.
I love that, man. Listen, shout out to all the veterans. I've never served personally. Many of my family members, as a matter of fact, the military expert for the show, full disclosure, he's one of my first cousins. He's a retired master sergeant in the Marines over 20 years. He was on the show Monday, and one of the things we talked about a lot. He talked about a lot, along with how the military is being, especially for veterans like him, they feel that the military, many men and women are being put in a really bad position and are being utilized in ways that the military are not supposed to be used. That's
Correct.
Monday's episode. Go back and watch that. But he's very passionate about that, and he and I talked many times, and I'm aware of the issues that veterans have. I've seen the statistic. I'm sure you probably know, Asia. I think it's what every 20, 22 seconds a veteran in this country commits suicide. That sound about
Yes,
right?
that is correct. And I want to give out to shout out to my great granduncle that served in the military. I want to he was in the army. He did 4 tours at Vietnam.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
he's uh did 23 years, and he came home, and he was just, it's a hard life for a soldier, now veteran, to come back home and be able to readjust to civilian life, because they're trained to think what's going to happen next. I also want to give a shout out to my father, who is no longer here. He passed in August 7th in 2020. He was a 12-year sergeant in the Marines, unlike your friend.
Oh, my
And
cousin. Yeah, my
it's,
cousin.
well,
Yeah.
your cousin. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
He
Uh huh.
passed away from the toxic water that was in Camp Lejeune.
Mm.
He was one of the millions that was affected.
Mm.
I myself also did a year in
Oh,
the Air
really?
Force. Yes,
I didn't.
I did it
Okay,
here.
thank you for your service and your sacrifice. What branch?
I was in the United States Air Force.
Okay. All right. Wow. All right, so I see where it's a passion, uh, and I really I stay pissed off about it, to be honest, because I just see the hypocrisy and people in positions of power talking about, oh, how much we love veterans, but then some people say they love veterans, but then some people talked about them and talked about they were losers, and that's a whole nother thing. But I just make it make sense. Don't I have a thing I say, don't love. I know the dictionary says love is a noun, but for me, love is a verb. Love is action. If I love you, my love language will be my action and my behavior. So
Right.
I say that to say, if we really collectively, as a country, if we really love our veterans and these men and women that have put their life on the line, that have come back, being exposed, like you said, to carcinogens and toxic water and burn sites and all of that, and just from knowing the story of my first cousin, along with other families. After they fight for this country, they have to fight with their country just to get health benefits and to get to basic stuff they need. So I don't want to get on my soapbox and steal you, but
You're
no,
fine.
I'm really, and like I said, ironically, I had my first cousin, retired, Marine, Monday. So there's something that I know he and I talked about, and it's something that I stand with you on that. If we really love our men and women in the military, especially after they serve their time, then we should
Right.
really. And you know what? And as I throw it back to you, not just you, Asia, but also you, Jessica, we control that.
Yeah.
When I say we've got the power, and people that we elect and vote for, we have to stay on their ass and like, listen, what you're not gonna do is talk a good game, and then once we put you in a position of power, don't start talking, sideways. Take care of these men and women that have sacrificed, in some cases, the ultimate sacrifice. And Asia, and even Jessica, if you had any family members, one thing I've learned is that when there's a person like Asia, when you were in the military, it wasn't just you, your family. If you have children, if you got parents, like the whole family, because it affects the whole family. Am I right or wrong, Asia?
It does, and to see a loved one go away for so long, either whether it's to war or go to basic training, it's hard for the family because they have to um, try to compose themselves and compose their emotions to make sure. Well, let's send strong energy to wherever they are to make them feel loved, to let them know that they can get through this, and to let them know, hey, I'm here whenever they come back home.
I couldn't have said it any better. Once again, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Do you want to reach? Here's your opportunity to reach out to the public. Let them know how they can support your campaign, or if nothing else, if they want to come and support you in person, showing up, getting tickets. Let everybody know how the public, folks that are viewing you right now, or in real time here on a Wednesday night, or whenever you watch this episode, those who just are totally vibing with Asia, and if you want to support her, Asia, let everybody know how they can do that.
Well, you can reach out to me on my Facebook, which is Asia Cromwell, is a picture of me and my daughter. You can message me there. I have tickets on hand. I also can share the link to you guys that we're selling the tickets for. Or even if you want to purchase tickets at the door and support me, that is just as fine as well. I try to do lives every other day to make sure people are aware, hey, the day is coming up. Mark your calendars for September 27th, 2025, because it is going to be awesome.
Well, listen, Asia, I want to thank you for coming on. You have represented your baby girl, your mom, your dad, and your other family members that are ancestors that are looking down, proud. I can imagine your dad because I know how I am as a dad. That's my baby. That's my baby. I know.
Yes.
I try. My daughter's like, especially my baby girl. She's like, Dad, enough. Dad, okay. My oldest, she's kind of used to it, so she'll just smile. But the baby girl's like her. She's like, all right, Dad, enough. You. So, well, congratulations to you and all the contestants. And I'm just, this is just my take. I don't know who's going to walk away with the crown, but I do want to tell you, Asia, and all the contestants, and I'm sure that Jessica could speak to this. You all you've already won. You all are winners already. No matter who walks away with the crown, there will be no losers on that night. There are no losers now because the things that you all have had to overcome, you've won that battle. And that's just the battle of self-doubt and like I said, turning off all those voices of people telling you what you can't do. You bet on yourself. And I'm just going to close, and then I'm going to ask Jessica if she's got some advice for you, and I'm sure she does. Just remember this, and this is for everybody watching. There's one thing that nobody on this planet, I don't care how rich, how famous, how talented they may be in their particular field, profession, whatever that talent or gift is, there's one thing that none of them can beat you doing. And that is being the best version of you. Nobody on this planet can beat you being the best version of Asia, can beat you being the best version of Jessica. And once you figure that out and you like I say, you shut off that bad bootleg, hating the Pandora streaming voices of all the doubt and hate and telling you what you can and this and what makes you think. When you shut that off and when you look in the mirror and say, I love me some me. I'm a bad bee. It's Mary J. Blige's song, Good Morning Gorgeous. When you can do that, you are unstoppable. So Jessica, is there any, I'm sure you've got many pearls of wisdom. Is there any one specific piece of advice or tip you want to share with Asia?
Like I explained earlier, show up for yourself. Do what you have to do. Don't worry about anybody else, anybody's comments, negativity. Just show up for yourself and do the best that you can do.
And I will do that.
Yes.
Man, Jessica, I got to be honest, my sister, you made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I just love that, and it's not just the words, but it's the spirit, because I can feel that, because I can feel that what I hear and feel wasn't always there with you. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
I can hear it now. When you say show up for yourself, it's like, look, Heifer, you show up for yourself, because I'm sure, now Jessica, correct me if I'm wrong, there probably were many mornings where you had to have that tough love conversation with yourself. I'm like, look, Heifer, look,
yes,
show
sir.
up for you.
Yes, sir. And I'm not gonna lie, having 4 boys, I needed to do that every day.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, listen, even though I'm a girl dad, but I got nephews. So I was a little boy at one time. I was still, people say a mama's boy, and I don't give a damn. I'm always 10 toes down with my mom because nobody but me and her know her journey. But shout out your little kings.
I have 4 beautiful boys, 16 Terrence, a 10-year-old Tyler, and my 7-year-old Cameron, and my little COVID baby Camden. He is 5 years old, November. Yeah,
Wow.
he's 5 years old. Yeah,
Wow.
November. Yeah.
So all right.
They are actually my strength. So honestly, just use all the support you have. Just do what you got to do, and just take all the support you can, and just keep it pushing.
Well, I love that. So Jessica, the Spirit just put it on my heart before I wrap things up. And Asia, I will, I'll give you the last word if there's anything else you want to say and close with. But Jessica, let me share this with you, and I'm just sharing something that my grandmother and my mother did, and my mother still does. I always tell women, you can't teach a little boy how to be a man per se. There's just some things that young boys need to not just hear, but they need to see and model good behavior. But what you can do, even better than a man, you can teach him how to be a better man.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You can teach him because there's some things you can speak to him in a language, hopefully you haven't had pain, but whatever, when you speak of domestic violence. So I know because I think about one thing that my mother had a goal. And she would tell me as a little boy, she said, Jeannie, I never want anyone else's daughter. I never want any other woman, no one else's daughter, to go through what I went through with the domestic violence, especially because of you. So I'm going to make sure that you do not grow up to be that dude.
Yes, sir.
And here I am. So I don't need to tell you the influence the influence that mom has on sons is just, and I get, sometimes it's unhealthy and, sometimes, moms can enable their sons. Yeah, but one thing about my mother, my mother would, like me, I would take a bullet for my mother would take a bullet for me. But my grandmother had one of her pearls of wisdom. She would say, Jeannie, there is no right and wrong. And one thing about my mother, if I was wrong and she knew it or could prove it, wasn't no pass. She's like, I love you, but I don't love, and I didn't raise you that way. So, oh no, my mother would get it, and I thank God for that. She was honest with me, and even as an adult, one of the best pieces of advice that she gave me as an adult is that she said, Jeannie, you can't always be right. It can't always be your way. And that's really great advice for anybody. Like in a relationship, she said, because I had a thing about black, leather, and lacquer. I wanted like everything, all the furniture, everything had to be, black, leather couches, leather, lacquer furniture, just that whole deal. A marble, take black marble. She's like, everything, you can't always be right. She said, you can want to always be right, or you can want to have peace, because nobody is always right. It can't always be your way. And when she said that in like real time, ladies, it was like a light bulb went off. I was like, she's like, would you like to be in a relationship with somebody that was always right and you were never right? I was like, no. Okay. So what makes you any different? So I just pass that on. You may have already had that conversation with your boys, but since my mom was watching, I just sharing that little pearl of wisdom that they passed on to me. So Asia, you got the last word, my sister. Any final closing remarks?
Actually, there is. I want to give a big shout out to my mother and her organization, which is Project Street Outreach, or PSOINC. They're having an event November 22nd, the Saturday before Thanksgiving, to make sure that our homeless veterans get a Thanksgiving meal, a turkey and a ham, to make sure that they are fed, to make sure that they are in good spirits, and to also make sure that they are well seen. Also, I want to give a shout out to her organization for doing a blood drive for my father in his honor, which would be December 19th of this year. It will be at the Red Cross. So if you are able to give, please give the donation of life to somebody that may need it. Because there are people out here that are suffering from cancer. They need blood transfusions. They just need something else just to help them lift their spirits a little bit. But Miss Jessica, I appreciate the words that you have said. I will take it to heart. And the only reason why I am doing this is to show my daughter that she can do whatever she can do if she puts her mind to it.
That's right.
So,
The only person that can stop you from anything is you. Like we
yep.
talked about, the biggest enemy that So, as in the famous words of Miss Jessica Pittman, girl, show up for yourself.
I will.
So you got to invoice me, Jessica, because that's gonna be one of the main themes. You better show up for yourself.
Right. Right.
Right, and that applies to everybody, men, women, kids. Hey, show up for yourself. Come on now.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Um,
And I believe all of us have been doing that this whole journey from the time we first met till now. Everybody has been showing up, everybody has been showing out, putting in the work, and y'all just be ready because it's gonna be a show.
well, I'm excited. So that's going to be September 27th, West Ashley High School, right? Is that in the
yes.
auditorium? Okay.
Yes.
4 p.m., right?
Yes, sir.
And people, eventbrite.com, just type in Miss Plus Size Charleston, South Carolina, or they can go to your Facebook page. You said Asia.
Mhm.
Jessica, can people reach out to you and purchase tickets also?
Yes.
All
I'll
right.
be selling them. Yes.
All right. Okay. Can they reach out to you? Is there a link on? You give us all your social media information. And Asia, I don't know if you gave us outside of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Here's your opportunity to give everybody your social media platforms.
My main platform is through Facebook. I really don't use Instagram or TikTok like that or Snapchat, but I do use Facebook to utilize everything else. So that's where they can reach out to me, say, "Hey, I want to buy a ticket." When you go to the Eventbrite, you will look for my name, um, general admission for Asia C or VIP for Asia C, and just click on the tickets or how much you want to get, purchase them, and it'll go towards me.
All right, Jessica, what about you on social media?
Jessica Pittman on Facebook. You can, Lord, I don't even remember my Instagram name. I just have one. But
Well, you kind of got a lot
but
going on there with them 4 boys. That's you
yes,
ain't got
sir.
time to post.
But you can definitely find me on Facebook, Jessica Pittman. You can't miss me. It's my face, and then my little boys are my
Oh yeah,
background.
you,
So
you, you can't
yes,
miss that. Well, listen. Thanks to both of you all. Jessica, congratulations on your run,
thank
and
you.
just for representing, your boys, your family, the culture, and the pageant and the Low Country. Both of you ladies are just great representatives. So, um, good luck to you, Asia, along with all the contestants. And
Thank
like I
you.
said, listen, there are going to be no losers. All right, somebody will walk away with the crown, but every woman that is showing up and that's going to show up for herself, you all are already winners. So
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you,
All right, thank
Jessica.
you.
Thank you, ladies, and make sure you if you haven't subscribed and spread the word, tell everybody to subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
5 nights a
sir.
week I'm here, and if they miss any episode, go to my YouTube channel. All of my episodes are there in 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from tonight, it will be my 5-year anniversary show. I'll be celebrating the entire month of October.
Well,
So thank
congratulations.
you. Yep,
Yes.
You're
October
welcome.
1st. In COVID, I launched this show because we couldn't go anywhere. So I'm like, here's a good opportunity. Let me, I've got a little small TV studio in my house, and here we are 5 years later. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
only about 85 new subscribers away from becoming a YouTube partner. So that means if you ladies may or may not know, YouTube will monetize your channel now once you reach 1,000 subscribers and just the views. So you all please click the thumbs up for these ladies and the show. Leave your comments. The show is interactive thanks to everybody in the chat room because YouTube, they look at all that. Those algorithms, a set of instructions. So that will
Yeah.
really help my media company. So, and
Right.
I
Yes,
thank you
sir.
ladies in advance. So y'all spread the word in your universe because between the two of y'all, I could get more than 85 new subscribers like in a day. I may have that, but y'all shout a brother out. So by this time tomorrow, I'll already have more than 85 new subscribers. So spread the
Are you
word.
okay with me posting you on my TikTok?
Man, you all are helping me out. Like I said, help a brother out because you
Yes.
will help my bank account. Even though my daughters are grown, but even grown daughters, still every now and then. But the baby girl is good. You know, Daddy may have to call her for about 10, 15, $20, but
Yes.
you know, it is. They still they're still gonna be my babies. You know, my oldest daughter, Boogie, she's married, and but like I told her, I said, ain't nothing changed. You know, shout out to Jonathan, my son-in-law, but I told her, your daddy is. She calls me, the oldest calls me Papa Bear. Papa Bear is Papa Bear for eternity. So
Yep.
ain't nothing gonna change. You could be a billionaire, but you say, Dad, you got $20, you got a couple hundred, but I got you.
Right.
That's just daddies and daughters. I'm sure you all know what that's like. So,
Yes,
yeah. So
sir.
you all have my blessing. TikTok, whatever platform, Asia on your Facebook, they can copy. Well, you guys will have this episode, so I know your family and friends and followers and fans will be excited to see you all. But just tell them to, subscribe to that channel. And I thank you, ladies, in advance. And I'm excited to see you all on the 27th of September, Miss Plus Size Charleston, 4 p.m. West Ashley High School. Thank you, Jessica and Asia. I've
Thank
taken
you.
up enough of you all's time because you are mommy, and I'm cutting into homework time or maybe dinner time.
So it's bedtime.
It's very right. She said it's bedtime.
Bedtime, yes.
I love it. All right. Well, on that note, then I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Let you guys get out of here so you can make sure that them fellas is. Even though that 16-year-old, he probably bucking a little bit. Like, come on, mom, I ain't no little baby no more.
Nah,
She's like, you.
Yeah,
Long
he's in
as
his
you,
own world.
you in this house under my roof, and I'm paying these bills. You better hit it, partner.
I do want to say, Mr. Gino, that when you did Trina and Miss Delman's interview, I did subscribe, so you do have one new one.
Yes, me too.
Oh, thank you. Well, I
And
know I
then
did.
I
I
also-
got. Yeah, I got some. I got like 10 new subscribers. So I guess 2 of those were you all. Well, thank you.
Yes.
So now y'all spread the word for me, and between you, Jessica, and Asia, I know y'all will get that 80. I can get more than 85, but 85 will be. YouTube will start breaking the brother off with that monthly check for my business and media company, which will come in very handy. So thank you, ladies. This has been so much fun. As a matter of fact, after the pageant, I'm doing something, one of my new, like a little tease or reveal here. One of the new features on the show. I've been doing a guest co-host. As a matter of fact, one of the contestants, K-Love, Christy, her and I worked together at a radio station, Star 99.7. So she's been like a guest co-host for several months now.
Right.
So what I'm looking to do, I am looking to like rotate and bring on like additional guest co-hosts. So you all passed your screen test, so you might be getting the Jessica and Asia. Don't be surprised now, but don't chicken out, because I'm gonna say, wait a minute, yeah, especially Jessica. I know you busy, but what you say? Show up. You better show up for yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jessica, and best of luck to you, Asia. And just congratulations for showing up for yourself. Because no matter, like I said, the crown that's just the cherry on the top. But you've already won. All the contestants, you ladies, have already won in the contest of life. So congratulations to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good
That was
night.
cool. I love their energy. That was really, really cool. All right. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 on the West Coast. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by Kojo LLC.com, Kojo LLC.com. Kojo LLC.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, wherever, from Charleston to Columbia to Greenville, wherever in the Carolinas, Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head, Georgetown, South Carolina, maybe North Carolina, from Charlotte, Wilmington, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Asheville, wherever, just reach out to her. 843 area code 543-4022. 843 area code 543-2022. It is so important that we support Black-owned media. I don't even need to tell you why. Nobody's going to tell our story. But nobody can tell your story better than you. Nobody can tell our story better than us. So your financial support is so important. So I thank you in advance. 2 ways to support the show financially and help the show grow even more. You can Zelle your contribution, your financial support. You can Zelle it using my email address, my Gmail, Geno Jones Show. No, the Geno Jones Show at Gmail, Zelle, or you can Cash App, $ Dad G Jones. That's all one word. $ capital D, lowercase a d, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES. $ Dad G Jones. You can Zelle or Cash App now. No amount is too small or too large. One time, reoccurring, as much as you like. I thank you in advance for your financial support. I thank you for your views and your comments. Be sure to please leave your comments in the comment section. Please click on the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, copy and paste the link, tagging everybody on tag on your social media platform, or tag this show on people who follow you and your friends on your social media platforms. I want to thank everybody in advance. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. And I want to shout out Allie Jones. She's the official wardrobe consultant for the Geno Jones Show. So Markel Bailey, check him out on Instagram, KelB Cutting Up, KelBecuttinup, KelB Cutting Up on Instagram. CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. Allie Jones on social media on Instagram, LX. She's a fashion designer, future superstar as a fashion designer. She's also a supermodel. She's modest about that, but she is. LX.NCL _ on Instagram, LX.NCL _ Next live edition of the Geno Jones Show, Thursday, special episode. We're gonna have a conversation about this Jesus-free version of Christianity, this Jesus-free, hate-filled, racist, misogynist, sexist, white Christian, white supremacist national version, white Christian nationalism. Really? That's y'all version of Christian? Okay. Let's talk about what Jesus is. Okay. That's your Christianity? Okay. We're going to talk about what did Jesus really say, y'all, since y'all, these devout Christians, Okay. I hear what your mouth is saying, but what your mouth what you profess to be does not line up with your actions and your behavior. And even some of your words. You may say one thing, but then you turn around and you spew bigotry and hatred. It's going to be. We had that conversation last night with Pastor Liferidge, but yeah, we really going to have that conversation on Thursday night. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 on the West Coast. Once again, I want to thank Jessica Pittman. She's the runner-up, 2024 runner-up, Miss Plus Size Charleston, and one of the contestants for this year's 2025 Miss Plus Size Charleston, Asia Cromwell. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies, fellas, and everybody else that's watching the show. If you missed any of this episode, go back and binge watch. Once again, tell everybody you know to subscribe and share, screenshot, like, binge watch, and leave your comments in the comments section.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.